Welcome back with Moore's Global Finance Podcast team. For this deep dive, we're going to be looking at Nationwide Coin and Bullion Reserve. I'm John, and with me, as always, is Tiffany. So Nationwide, they say they're the best place to go for anything precious metals. They've got the expertise. They'll give you a great experience if you want to invest in gold or silver. But here's the thing. Some customer reviews, well, they tell a bit of a different story. And that's why we're here today. We're going to dig in. We're going to figure out, is Nationwide really like a golden opportunity? Or is this all just fool's gold?
That is the question, isn't it? And with the economy being the way it is these days, a lot of people are, looking at precious metals like, oh, maybe that's a safe place to put my money. So it's super important to make sure you're dealing with the real deal, not some, fly-by-night operation.
Exactly right. So let's try to figure out, what Nationwide Coin and Bullion Reserve is really about. They started back in 2009 in Houston, Texas. And right away, they want you to know that their team, they've got over a century combined of experience in precious metals. And they've got, a lot of different stuff you can buy. Gold, silver, international coins even. They'll even help you set up a Gold IRA.
Interesting.
Yeah, and their big thing is, gold, it's supposed to protect you against inflation, against deflation even. Any kind of volatility in the market, gold is supposed to be the answer.
Well, that's what they say. But, experience doesn't always mean you're going to make good investments. And the thing about precious metals is the market's not regulated. Not like the stock market, I mean. So you really got to trust the company you're working with.
Oh, for sure. And that's why, those customer reviews we talked about, they really make you think. But before we get into all that, let's talk about some of the things Nationwide really wants you to know. Like, they've got this exclusive partnership with a guy named Don Everhart.
Don.
Yeah, he designs coins. Really famous guy. I mean, he designed coins for the U.S. Mint for 13 years. And now he only designs for Nationwide.
Wow. So you can only get his coins through them.
That's what they say. Unique collectible coins, that kind of thing.
That's pretty smart, actually. I mean, they're tapping into that whole collector's market. So it's not just about, the value of the gold or silver itself. It's about having something rare, something, that other people might want to buy from you someday.
Yeah, maybe. But I guess the question is, how much does that really matter to the average person? The person who just wants to invest.
Right.
Is it about making money? Or is it about, having something pretty and rare? It seems like Nationwide's trying to appeal to both kinds of people. Like, they even talk about how they help veterans. They sponsor this organization called Operation Finally Home. They build houses, mortgage-free, for veterans. And Nationwide, they're trying to fund 2 whole houses.
That's really nice of them.
Yeah, definitely.
But let's be real. It's also a good way to make people like your company. It's supporting a good cause. It makes people trust you more.
I guess so. But, okay, so maybe they are doing some, marketing stuff. But what about the actual investing? What do they actually offer?
Well, they've got different options. Like, if it's your first time buying, they'll give you a deal on a gold American Eagle coin. It's a $50 coin.
Okay, so that's for, like, the small-time investor.
Yeah, maybe. But then they have these things called wealth preservation packages. And these are for, the big spenders. They start at $25,000. Then there's a $50,000 package. And then the top tier is $75,000. And they say each one comes with different bonuses.
Bonuses? Like what?
Well, that's the thing. They don't really say on their website.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, it is a little strange. But they do talk a lot about their team of experts and how they give personalized service and that payments are secure, all that good stuff. They even say their prices are fair. And if you're not happy, you get a full refund.
Well, that sounds pretty good. But does it all actually, hold up? Yeah, that's the big question. And that's where those customer reviews we mentioned come in. Because on some sites, Nationwide looks amazing. Like on Trustpilot, they have almost 5 stars. And the Better Business Bureau gives them an A+ rating.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, but then you look at their Google reviews, and the average rating is only 3.9 stars.
Oh, so it's a bit mixed.
Exactly. Some people love them. But other people, they complain about, deliveries being late or problems communicating with the company. And some people even mention a specific employee, a guy named Brian.
Oh, no. What did Brian do?
Well, it sounds like a lot of people had bad experiences with him.
That's not good. If one person keeps coming up in negative reviews, that's a red flag.
Yeah, definitely. And then some people were confused about the promotions Nationwide was offering.
So maybe they're not being very clear about everything.
It seems like it.
That's not good. When it comes to your money, you need to know exactly what you're getting into.
I totally agree. So it looks like we've got a bit of a mystery on our hands. Nationwide, they seem to be doing some things right. They've got all these different products. They've got this partnership with a famous coin designer. They even give money to help veterans.
Yeah, that's all good.
But then there are these customer reviews, and they're not always very clear about their pricing and fees. And let's not forget, we're talking about precious metals here. The market's not regulated, so there's always a risk involved.
It's definitely a lot to think about. It seems like we've only just scratched the surface here. I'm really interested to see what else we find out.
Me too. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to keep digging. And in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to try to figure out if Nationwide is really worth your gold.
I'm ready. So many pieces of this puzzle. I mean, we have all this info about Nationwide, but some of it just doesn't seem to add up.
Right. Like they talk about gold being a hedge against inflation and deflation and market volatility. It's like, gold will protect you no matter what happens. It's a common thing you hear with precious metals.
Yeah, you hear it all the time. But it's important to remember, gold isn't a magic bullet. It's still an investment. And like any investment, there are risks.
Absolutely. And even Nationwide admits that. They say you should hold on to your gold for at least 5 years to, avoid losing money.
5 years? That's a long time. Not everyone's going to want to wait that long.
Yeah, especially if you're looking for, quick profits. Yeah. But that brings us back to those wealth preservation packages. We talked about them before, but we still don't really know what those bonuses are.
Right. They mention bonuses at each level. $25,000, $50,000, $75,000. But they never actually say what you get.
Yeah, it's kind of a mystery. You'd think they'd be more upfront about it.
Especially if they're trying to attract serious investors. It makes you wonder if those bonuses are really anything special, or if it's just a marketing tactic.
Maybe. But let's talk about the process of actually investing with Nationwide. They make it sound so easy. You create an account, place your order, make the purchase, and that's it. You're a gold investor.
Almost too easy.
Right. But they also say they have a sales team that can give you personalized guidance, which, could be helpful if you're new to all this.
That's true. But it makes you wonder, are those salespeople really financial advisors? Or are they just really good at selling things?
That's a good question. Something to think about, for sure. But let's talk about the good stuff for a minute, the positive reviews. A lot of people say Nationwide has great customer service, and they offer free shipping. And they have a lot of educational resources on their website.
Like what?
Well, they show you real-time prices for precious metals, and they have a blog with articles about investing.
That's good, especially for people who don't know a lot about precious metals.
Definitely. But remember, even if the information is good, it's still coming from Nationwide. So it's important to do your own research too. And to remember those negative Google reviews, the ones that mention delivery delays and communication problems.
And that employee, Brian.
Right, Brian, that's not a good sign. When multiple people have bad experiences with the same employee, exactly. It makes you wonder about their customer service and about their hiring practices. And then there's the free shipping, which sounds great, but they also insure all their shipments, and they give you 5 days to report any issues.
So they're expecting something to go wrong.
It seems that way.
That's a little worrying.
Yeah, maybe. And then there's the question of fees. Nationwide says their prices are competitive. But remember, the prices of precious metals change every day.
It's a volatile market.
Exactly.
And since the market isn't regulated, there's no guarantee that you're actually getting a good deal.
True. You really have to do your homework. Compare prices. Understand how the market works.
Absolutely.
So, where does all this leave us? We've seen some good things about Nationwide. The product selection, the partnership with Don Everhart, the charity work, the educational resources. They even talk about having great customer service.
Yeah.
But then there are the red flags. The lack of transparency about those wealth preservation packages, the customer service issues, the risks of the precious metals market, the potential for prices to go up and down.
It's a lot to weigh.
It is.
And it all comes down to one question. Would you feel comfortable trusting Nationwide with your money?
That's a tough one. Honestly, after everything we talked about, I don't know. I'm still not sure.
Yeah, I get it. There are definitely some things about Nationwide that seem good, like they're trying to teach people about precious metals and make it easier to invest, but then, you have those customer reviews, and they're not always being clear about, their fees and stuff. It just makes you wonder.
Right. It's like they're trying to do the right thing, but they're not always doing it right. And when it comes to my money, I need to be able to trust the company I'm working with.
I agree 100%. You need to be able to trust them.
And then there's the whole thing about the precious metals market itself. It's risky, Prices go up and down all the time.
Exactly. That's why it's important to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Precious metals can be a part of your portfolio, but they shouldn't be the only thing you invest in. And, it's always a good idea to talk to a financial advisor, someone who can help you figure out what's best for you.
For sure. So for anyone listening who's thinking about investing in precious metals, what are the most important things to remember?
Okay, well, first of all, do your research. Don't just believe what the company tells you. Look at their history, their fees, their customer reviews. Find independent sources of information.
Right. Get the whole picture.
Exactly.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. A good company will be happy to answer them.
And remember, investing takes time. Don't expect to get rich quick. Precious metals are a long-term investment. You need to be patient.
I like that. Patience is key. Well, we've covered a lot today. We've talked about Nationwide Coin and Bullion Reserve, their good points, their bad points. And we've talked about the precious metals market in general. Hopefully, this is giving you the information you need to make a smart decision about whether or not to invest in precious metals and whether or not Nationwide is the right company for you.
At the end of the day, it's your decision. But we hope we've helped you make an informed decision.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next time on the Moore's Global Finance Podcast team.